What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and today I want to talk about some different tactics that the USMNT national team could employ in the upcoming World Cup. We've stuck to a 4-3-3 religiously, and it hasn't had the best results. We did qualify for the tournament, but our attack has been rather lacking in a lot of circumstances. We haven't found a striker who can really excel for us, despite having a good amount of talent. Jordan Pefok especially has been proving that. And I think a different look for this team could definitely be a benefit for us. So the three formations I think we could really try and I think would help us are a 4-2-3-1, a 4-4-2, and a 3-4-3. So a 4-2-3-1 would benefit us in a couple of ways. First, it isn't a huge shift, but I think it gets players in better positions. Adams has been doing very well in a dual 8 and leads the system, so having him there alongside Weston McKennie, I think that'd be a huge help for us. Having Gio Reyna in at the 10, I think that would be a huge benefit. Really unleash his creativity. With him in the middle, you can allow Pulisic to stay out wide, either Brendan Aronson or Tim Weah, whichever we end up going with as well. I think it provides some defensive solidity. You probably have Aronson there to help cover for Dest, but Adams is there as well. So I think it's a very good idea for us, and most of all, I think it helps out our striker. Whoever it is, they'll be getting a lot more support in the number 10, and I think it can really open us up and allow our strikers to find a lot more success than they really have been having. Because I think Ricardo Pepi's the only player who's been even decent for us like this entire last 2 years. So I really think that this would allow us our strikers to be a lot more successful, and I think it'd be fun to watch. Another suggestion I have is a 4-4-2, and this is modeled off of Crystal Palace under Roy Hodgson in the 2017-2018 campaign. And in that season, they had Frank de Boer come in, and he did a horrible job as manager. And Christian Benteke really lost his confidence, and he was our only really good striker. And we kind of had to find a workaround for that. So our solution to that was to not play with the true striker at all, but to stick Wilfred Zaha and Andros Townsend up top. And I think that could work to some extent with Christian Pulisic and Tim Weah. I think that having those two as just strikers who can do a lot of pressing, do a lot of running around. It's not going to be an aerial. They're not traditional lines at all. But this technique did work for us, and I think it could be very interesting. Also, would provide a lot of defensive cover. This formation had Ruben Loftus-Cheek got the best out of him. I think Brendan Aronson could play that role as well. You had MacArthur, who was doing a lot of work rate. You could see McKennie doing that. Gio Reyna could come and bring the creativity that Johan Cabai had, and I think this American side is better than that Crystal Palace team, which is saying a lot, for me. But I think they have the talent to replicate this. Serginho Dest would also provide a lot. You would have a lot more cover defensively. You have Aronson on one side doing some work. McKinney's going to be doing defensive work. It's a really compact defensive formation that lends itself well to counterattacks due to the speed of strikers we have up top, and a little bit of creativity out on the wings. I think it's a good idea for us, but probably something that we'd only do in a real defensive game. Maybe I'd try that out against England. I think it could work pretty well, but it's probably not a thing you want to do every single game. The last one I want to talk about is a 4-3-3, and I think that this could be really helpful for the squad, especially because of one purpose. Right now we don't have a backup left back. It's Serginho Dest and Joe Scally playing out of position. But I think if we do a 4-3-3 or 3-4-3, we could get a lot more out of a backup wingback. And this is going to sound crazy, but I think trying Luca de la Torre in that position could do very well. I think he has the work rate necessary. I liked his speed. He has some decent defensive moments. He's not a natural there. He doesn't have to be, though. We've seen Ivan Perisic switch that position very well. Marcus Alonso, Victor Moses have done that position very well. You don't have to be a natural defensively, and it's a pretty easy position to shift towards. And I think Luca de la Torre knows enough about the game to be able to do that. And adding Luca de la Torre, that gets a lot of talent onto the field. Having him attack from one wing, you have Dest on another, you have Pulisic, Reyna, whoever we want to put up top. I think I'd go with Tim Weah, Adams and McKennie doing things. They're a lot of work, and it also helps out our defense a lot. James Sands has looked very good in a center back role. I think he should be in the team no matter what at this point. He's been looking very good. But putting him alongside either Chris Richards or Walker Zimmerman or Cameron Carter-Vickers in the back, that could help us out a ton. really add some defensive solidity for games where we're going to be going up against some tough strikers. I think Chris Richards can handle it, but it might be a bit of a struggle going up against a huge guy in a Kiefer Moore, or maybe the pace of either like a Brennan Johnson or a Daniel James against that Welsh team. And not to mention, Iran have two top strikers as well, even though we kind of are looking past them at this point. But I think that is a decent idea for us. And there are a lot of different formations that we could try. I could see us doing like 4-2-2-2. That was a suggestion I saw. Different things like a 3-4-1-2 that could also work. Get a lot of our talent on the field. Like we could do a lot to get the best out of this team, and I think it's worth experimenting. And I could see us sticking with the 4-3-3. Like it's a very basic formation, and we do know it pretty well. But I think that our current system really leaves our attacking like down to moments of individual brilliance rather than our team really being able to combine and do well in attack. But yeah, those are the different formation ideas that I have for this squad. I think that it could be very interesting. I would really like to see Luke De La Torre in that wingback role. I've been on that train for a while because I think it could happen. But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about. Some different formations we could try out. Yeah, see you.